Here are 5 easy steps on how you can add trim to your accent wall so it can go from this to this. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Haven Everly. I'm an actress, singer, and your new DIY homepreneur, sharing with you my journey of renovating my home. Before we begin, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. That way you get an inside scoop of what it's like to renovate your home, even when you have no experience. This is my first time ever adding trim to a wall, so if I can do it, I'm sure you can do it too. I decided to do a trim style called Wainscoting, so I'll show you step by step on how I did it so you can try it out for yourself. Here are the tools you'll need for your project. Painter's tape, measuring tape, leveler, laser level, ladder, miter saw, pencil, nail gun, spackle, and caulk. Step 1. Plan and measure your wall design. This is going to require math. I started by measuring the height and length of the wall. Then I took a piece of paper and outlined the style I wanted for my trim. I decided I wanted everything to be evenly spaced 4 inches. A lot of this is intuitive measuring and making decisions to see if it works. Then I focused on the top part of the design. I figured that I wanted the middle part to be more than half the size of the side panels. So I intuitively thought 32 inches for the length of the side panels would be a good number. Then I did the math and that left me with the middle length being 71.5 inches. Then I intuitively decided that the height of the upper panel should be about 53 inches. I did the math and that left the lower panel to be the length of 27 inches. All in all, I needed 24 pieces with these measurements. I added 3 extra inches to the pieces to give me opportunities to potentially make modifications in case I'll make a mistake when cutting. Since a lot of the work was intuitive measuring, I made sure to map out the general idea of the layout on the wall. I took painter's tape and marked the measurements, but I did it roughly just to make sure I liked the sizes and the look. Once I confirmed I liked the proportions, it was time to map. Step 2. Mark the layout of your trim. I went ahead and took my laser level to give me straight lines at the exact height I decided on. I took a pencil and marked the edges that the trim would rest on. I marked the middle part and the edges of each vertical and horizontal trim. After, I was finally ready to buy the trim. Step 3. Buy and cut the trim. I was off to Home Depot to finally purchase the wood. I am here at Home Depot choosing the different kind of trim that we're gonna have for the room. I decided on this trim. Now I'm gonna measure it out and make sure I cut a little bit more than what I need per piece. That way, if I make mistakes, I'll have enough wiggle room to modify that and improve it. It's so flimsy. How are you supposed to make it? Cut! This is so crooked. This is why we add extra inches, just in case. Jesus. This is hard. Oh, okay. I think I'm almost done. Voila. Let's see how it turned out. I mean, that's why we added 3 extra inches. That's horrible, guys, but at least it's cut. So I'm gonna cut the trim for the room. I'm using a miter saw today, and this cool thing about the miter saw is you can really change the angles as we cut. Once I cut it, we'll be good to go to start modeling it in the room. Cutting the wood at a 45-degree angle was crucial. I wanted to make sure things lined up with each other, so marking your cut lines, then cutting the wood is recommended. They say measure twice, cut once, and I can see why. Once it's cut, I suggest that you lay out the wood trim and see if all the cuts make sense in size and direction. Step 4. Add the trim to the wall. Before gluing or nailing your trim pieces, I suggest to line the items up to your markings and then grab painter's tape. That way you can make a better judgment of how the pieces line up and turned out. After you're satisfied with the way things look, grab your nail gun and start nailing your trim. I nailed the edges and added a few in the middle to secure the piece. I also made sure they lined up real well before I nailed them in position. Step 5. Add final touches. I took spackle to cover the nails and I caulked the openings. You can sand it if necessary to really smoothen out the spackle. This is what my wall looked like before, and this is what it looked like after. Be sure to subscribe to my channel to see more of my renovations and DIY projects.